Yo guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. In this video, I'm gonna walk you through Devyn's experience in my one-on-one program, Fit For A Riot. So Devyn, you can start us off. Let us know a little bit about you, where you're from, and what you do for work.
Yeah, I'm Devin. I'm from New Jersey. I work in B2B sales. I'm doing fire protection for commercial businesses and residential.
Cool, cool, cool. So I guess let everyone know, is it more like behind the desk? Or are you like more hybrid? What does that look like?
Yeah, so I am behind a desk, typically 3 to 4 days a week, and then I'm in the field like 2 days, some weeks, one day, some weeks. It kind of depends on, what the clients need.
Cool, cool. So fire protection sales. Cool. Um, Walk us through the beginning of your journey. Like, why did you want to lose weight? What was kind of going on in your life? What did that all look like?
Yeah, so after college, late senior year of college, right after college, I had gained a lot of weight up to my heaviest weight that I had ever been. And then I started trying to go to the gym on my own, trying to eat healthier, but did not know where, to start and what to do. I was kind of just going to Planet Fitness, walking on the treadmill and watching other people to get a feel for like what to do. And then after a couple months of doing that and just getting nowhere, I gave up and then, restarted, gave up over and over again. And then, just needed a change.
Gotcha. Okay. So I know you'd reached out to me, my first ever client. So props to you. Um, so you reached out to me. You kind of were like, "Hey, this is what I'm looking for. I need help." Was there anything specific that kind of either one stood out to you as far as like working with a coach that you were like, "Hey, I wanna, pursue this with you," or are you just kind of in a position where you were like, "Hey, I just need help."
I was like thinking about working with a coach, um, kind of like going back between doing it with like the coaches in a local gym versus doing kind of like more online, and wasn't quite sure what I wanted to do yet, but I knew that I needed some kind of help in order to like get myself really going and seeing the results that I wanted.
For
Um,
sure.
I saw your posts and then just went from there.
Cool, cool. Yeah, that I think it was on Facebook at the time,
Yeah.
right? Right, Facebook. Okay, cool. I guess in general, was there anything that kind of was skeptical for you, especially being like an online program instead of like a in-person? I know we like seen each other in the gym and stuff like that, but was there anything that was kind of like, "Oh, am I gonna do this?"
Um, I think the biggest thing for me was knowing that you had lost weight yourself and that you weren't always thin and like, super active. Like I knew you did sports, but doing like organized sports is obviously different than having to go and like self-motivate yourself to do it.
For sure.
So knowing that you did that yourself made me like more comfortable.
Cool. Yeah, no, it's definitely when you see someone that's kind of done it, it's like, especially I feel like in females versus males, it's like a lot of males in the gym. It's one, they're intimidating, they big, bulky men, all this muscle, and then you have a woman who's like, "Hey, I've done it," and we can kind of relate on that aspect for sure. So you came into the program, you dropped like around 50 pounds
Yep.
within working together, um, and then you went on to lose 50 more pounds. So I guess if you could take kind of people through what you kind of learned in the program and then what you used and kept working with on the outside of the next 50 pounds.
Yeah, so in the program just learning how to eat better and eat properly, so that you're not starving yourself, you're still fueling your body, but in a much healthier way. The importance of like what we need to prioritize when eating. Um and over the span of working with you, the consistency of tracking, I don't need to be, as strict with tracking now because I've learned like what I know my body needs at this point to be able to just, maintain that on my own. And then just the importance of moving your body, whether that looks like a really hard workout some days or just like getting up and going for a walk on days that, you're not ready to do a full blown workout, but just doing something.
For sure. Yeah, no, and I love the tracking part because I know some people think that like tracking is a thing you have to do for the rest of your life, but once you kind of get yourself to a point where you can kind of visualize things, eyeball them, and then it's like, hey, if you do gain 10 pounds, now you have the tools and the resources to then know what to do to lose the weight for sure.
Yeah.
Um, cool. So what would you say to someone kind of just on the fence, maybe like, with it being online, also, I'm just probably some random person to them on the internet. What advice or, what would you say to them?
I definitely would, recommend joining a program, especially with you. It's worthwhile to invest in yourself and get yourself where you need to be healthy, but also just like the happiness that comes from like committing to yourself for a period of time. I would say, go for it, give it a shot. It's not a lifelong commitment. You can always do something else if it doesn't work out, but it's always worth the shot. I think it was super beneficial for me and the amount of knowledge I was able to gain from it to now, do everything on my own.
For sure, for sure. Yeah, no, I think you are like the true testament to like if you learn something, you don't need someone to hold your hand. It's like if you come into a program, you learn what we teach, you implement it, you have that accountability while you're in, you put the things into play, then you can definitely do things by yourself. And now you're even at the point where you're running, you're doing CrossFit, things that when we first met, I don't know if you really ever
No
had.
way.
Yeah, you would have been like, oh, I'm not running.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, full circle, you've done amazing. You've lost a lot of weight, but you've also as a person evolved. Like I
Yeah.
feel like you have a whole
Absolutely.
new mindset. So great job. I loved having you in the program and you're gonna keep killing it, dude. So I appreciate you taking your time today to sit here and chat.
Yeah, absolutely.